journey today, because I thought I would get this in as I've seen it. Been around quite a bit over social media and whatever. So feel free to get into the chat. Obviously, I can't respond to chats there or really read them at present. When I stop in a couple of minutes, I will. I can then respond then. So I hope we're all doing really well this afternoon. I do hope that everybody is over the worst of it, whilst we now kind of analyse what is going to go on with our club today. So I think it's first to start to say off. I think it's really important to sort of know it's going to be a little bit shaky, guys, for a while, because I thought I would take this opportunity. Well, I think it's really important, because ultimately, no, I can't really read the chats right now, but this has been spoken about, and I think that to be fair, is that right now there's a very good chance that Amorim walks, and I just want to bring this into the conversation about if Amorim is to walk. And don't forget, this is really important, and this is not about, and I've said this many times, toxic, and if you can look back on the video this morning about I back the manager, but there are stories out there already that who's next, and ultimately that, in my opinion, is where this fan base will go. So ultimately, what I think the important conversation now is: do we back this manager, and who's next, right? And is who's next better than what we've got? And as a fan base, we need to discuss that. So what I've seen so far is Iraola and Glasner. Now, those two are just the names that I've mentioned out there. So for me, I will be totally out there on this from the start, and I will say categorically, I do not want this manager sacked. I want to back this manager. I want him to be given time, but based on, and you have to listen to what was said by him last night. He looks like a manager who is dejected. He looks like a manager who is lost. He looks like a manager who is broken. With some of the things that he's been saying, you have to look at, and you have to bear in mind that he has offered to quit twice. I don't know how true this is. I do believe he has decided to want to go before. And guys, I apologise, I can't really respond to the chat, so please, but I will do soon. But I get the critique, and I get the, maybe some of you are not happy with the title, but I've got to ask, who's next and what's next? So whether this is Amorim is next and he gets backed, I want to see Amorim backed. What I want to see is, I want to see Ineos come with a keeper, give him a midfielder, allow him to get these players out of this club, because otherwise, what we all saw yesterday was probably one of the lowest points I've ever known in this club, one of the lowest points that I've ever seen. So the two names banded around at the moment is I've seen so Glasner for me seems to be the one. Iraola seems to be the other one as well. So from Crystal Palace. Are those easy? Are those the lazy ones? Lazy names. Now this is I guess for me one of the key points that I want to know. So a load of you on here, and I've got to be fair to all sides of this fan base, right? Is that there are many of you on here who are Amorim out, who are Amorim in. Okay, I can't just do shows, and I can't just do headlines about how I want this manager in. right? How you want the manager in. I think we have had our say on this, and I've had my say that I want to back the manager. I want to give him time. But there is a significant amount of people on this platform and out there that don't want to back this manager. Okay, and after yesterday, I have to acknowledge that and be all fair to both sides of the fan base. So this really is more of a headline and more of a video for those of you. And please get your comments in. And I apologise right now, but I will go through the comments when I stop. Now, this is more so for you guys, right? This is your opportunity now to say, look, right, I am hammering in, I want to give him time. Many of you are in that boat as well, and I'll keep banging that drum, right? But this is now an opportunity for you guys, because again, I have to be fair to both sides and just say, look, if you want Amorim out, there's a very, very good chance that he's going to walk. I think there's more chance than ever that he's going to walk. Now, if he does walk, and again, I think it's really important that when we talk about and we say that we are Amorim in, and we get people who say that they're Amorim out, they comment on the things that I want to happen, right? Now, I think it's fair to say that this is a video maybe for those of you who are Amorim out, and I think it's really fair then that you listen to what people are Amorim in. So for those who are Amorim out, where do we go next? And this is my offering to you is that if he does go, and you want him to go, that's fine. Okay, I get it, right? But what's next? Where do we go? So get your names into the chat. So this video really is for you guys. This is your opportunity to, and I'm going to say to the mods on here as well. Obviously, right now I can't really, So if you're in there and you see like anything that's quite bad, obviously, but I think it's really fair for this channel and for me to say, look, I'm going to now give you your opportunity to be pro Amorim out. Okay, so if you are Amorim out, let us know. Just let me know as to where you would go next and what you think they could do to say this team. I'm of the belief that if Amorim leaves now, it will be catastrophic. I don't know where we would go, and I think it would have such a bad impact on this club. That's my opinion, and when I stop very, very soon, I will read this out. So this is your opportunity. I don't think it's fair sometimes where obviously my opinion is the one that you see, because obviously I am the one that, of the face of this. But let me know, if you're Amorim out, in a very, just try and be as balanced as you can. Let us know, or let me know, because this is your community too. Why are you Amorim out? Who do you think can come in and save this? And why do you think they can do it differently from Ten Hag, from Amorim, from Ollie, from Ranić? I'd love to know your opinions on that, and just let me know what you think. Now to try and be balanced on this one, do I think Amorim has got everything right? No, I don't. Yesterday's result, Onana was on him yesterday. He didn't need to play him. That was on him. But ultimately, he doesn't dictate how bad Onana is. He doesn't dictate that keeper cannot save. And it is more about the goalkeeper. It's not just about one player today. It was about the whole side. Now, yes, you can argue, why can't Amorim get his team up to play? Frank has been able to go into Spurs and get those players up. There's been Emery's been able to do that in Villa as well. So there are, for those of you who are Amorim, and this video really is more so aimed at you, really, is this is your opportunity now as to tell us, do you think backing and then sacking and then backing and sacking is the sort of right thing to do? Do you think that's the cycle that we should continue? We accumulate all these different players, and just make it make sense to me. I'm not saying that you're wrong, and toxic is absolutely right. And toxic, I respect you completely, my friend. I respect the critique on the title as well, but I think for us to be really balanced on here, it can't just be what I want. It can't just be what us guys want. We need to have these difficult conversations and give everybody a chance to get get the ability to be able to tell us. So maybe it will, I don't know, maybe it will open my eyes to something. So I'm going to stop in a second, and then we can start talking a little bit more, and then I can go through these chats. So I think for me, those of you who are Amorim out, I think, where do we go? You know, the problem for me is if Amorim walks, and I need to accept this, that right now this is a possibility that could happen. Okay, so if Amorim goes, as a coach, we need somebody who is vastly more experienced, who is older, who can get respect of these players. I don't know if anybody can, but also is the club willing to continue the work, to continue to get these absolute waste of space players out of this club. Now, also as well, I do actually take the point is that throughout our history, we've only ever played a back four. Now, I was very surprised when we went to this back five stuff, right? So I can fully accept that. But then is that a mistake on Ineos? Who's that a mistake on? And that's sort of where I sort of am on that one. So let's get through some of the chats. I mean, Iraola, not Areola. I love it. Thank you guys for getting into the chat as always. Let's go right back. Toxic, mate. Yeah, I get the point of the title, my friend. Aaron says, let him just improvise his tactics, move to a 4-4-2. Stephanie says, need to move on from last night and focus on Burnley. Southgate, this will serve the Amorim rioters. Right, afternoon, JB. Afternoon, you can't compete. Let me just get the window down here. Here you go. In this nice sunshine of being outside, he's here to stay. I hope so. On the road to JB, exactly, my friend. On the road to JB. Would these PL managers want to come? Exactly. That is a very very good statement. Too soon to speak. It's embarrassing. Don't disagree. Laberni says just flexible on tactics based on the plays we've got and the team we face. Why would a manager have to stick with one system? Board would give Amorim the dreaded vote of confidence, beating Burnley before the international break. Stephanie's got can't change the manager. Glasner will play a 3-4-2 like us right now. Exactly. Johnny Hill, I can't back it. A manager that refuses to adapt anything. Best managers in the world are always adapting. And again, these are the comments today that I sort of wanna see, because you know, not all of us are Amorim, but it doesn't mean that it should split fan base. In terms of, it doesn't mean that it should split us to want the best for our clubs. And I do think that everybody absolutely needs to have their voice. Stephanie, it will just be a continuous cycle. If you were Amorim, what would you do? Toxic, I think that's a very very good question, my friend. I think what I would do, I'm going to be honest here. I know I can only speak for the person that I am. Is that if I've been given a job to do, I'm going to do it basically until I'm sacked. And what I mean by that is that I believe in my principles. If I'm believing I'm doing the right thing, I would continue to do it. However, in life you have to learn to adapt, and maybe he is. But sometimes if you're trying to adapt and you don't have the players to do it, then what can you do? If I was Amorim, I would continue and I would just keep making my point. And then if he is sacked, you know, I think if he was to walk, I would respect him. But I also respect him if he stays, because if he stays, he's saying, look, you guys will not get the better of me. I just don't think that he can win. I think until he gets the players that he wants, I think I would stay. But it depends on how stubborn he is. But if he stays and he wants to do this, then he just needs to stick to his principles and just hope that people give him time, because I genuinely believe that he is the guy. I'm hammering it in. He needs more time. Exactly. This is what I'm liking. So you can't compete saying that you're hammering in, the same as me. So Johnny Hill was saying I'd get Howe, Iraola, and Glasner. And again, these are valid points. These are the points that we need to make. And I'm really pleased to see that people are being respectful to each other as well. And this is more of a debating point as well. I would get Xavi. Interesting one. Barry says, as of right now, we don't have a wing back that can connect the centre forward. We need to tone it down on the wing back attack, focus on defence. I think we need so much more, mate. I think we need centre midfielder, a goalkeeper. I just think we need about 11 players. Bobby, Legend of the Chat, says, last night, though, was hard for me to watch. I was angry at Amorim for picking Onana. I can see why he's done. It was make or break for a night. Exactly, Bobby. I hope Onana never plays for this club again. If Onana plays for this club again, then we all know that there's absolutely something wrong here. So, Xavi, a mastermind of football, no explanation needed. Toxic, I would be very interested on that one, mate. He couldn't do well for Barcelona. I'm not dismissing that, but you know, a club that he was intrinsically linked with, and he, you know, maybe at the time, maybe it was the sort of debt with them that screwed him over. But Xavi, for me, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, my friend. If we sack him, I'm done. The club won't go another game or watch them. It'll be a joke. We can't sack him. I genuinely believe if we sack him, we'll cause so many issues that, you know, I am hammering in. I think he needs time. He needs money. But is he fighting a losing battle? That's my question here. You always have played 4 at the back. Exactly, I agree with you. If Amorim could be not so stubborn and change it to a 4-2-3-1, we'd get the best out of the midfielders. Now, where I'm at on Amorim and his tactics, right? I completely take on board that this back 5 thing is not working as such, right? I get it, okay. And I think he should play it. I think he should be true to himself. My only critique would be, and I'm not saying you pandered to these players, but until you get your players that you want, why not just try something slightly different? I don't think he should pander to them. That's not what I want him to do here. Is I don't want him to pander to these players, because I just think that would be the wrong thing to do. What I want him to do is I want him just to tweak something so he gives himself a chance. That's it. I just don't want him to be sacked until we can get rid of these absolute frauds and get his own players. Carabao Cup isn't true, Stephanie. I agree with you, but it's not the cup, it's the performance for me. It's the fact that how can we lose to a Division 4 side, and this is not about disrespecting them. How can we not get up for 4th division game? Like, it baffles me. Rennick was right. I absolutely agree with you. Toxic. Charlotte says hi. Hello, my friend. Skyface Edit says, actually, it's sad, mate. It is, mate. It really is, buddy. It really is. Patrick Kavenga says hi. Hello, my friend. APN, if we sack him, there will be 2 or 3 games we can win, and then the team. Do you know what I'm loving right now? Is you guys are all coming on to the defence of the manager, and this is why I've asked this question: who is going to be next? And this show is really aimed at those who are hammering out. But it's interesting to see now how much as a fan base we are now coming together, and we actually know what the problems are. We go for Glasner or Xavi or Iraola, or just get Casemiro interim at this rate. If Amorim goes, who the hell do we bring in? Exactly. Sadly, regardless of what us fans think, we ain't changing anything. Owners, management, players. Well, to that end, there is a talk of more of protests as well, guys. There's talks of protests again. You know, if these protests I thought would do anything, I think it's probably the right move. If the protests would do anything, I'd be up for that as well. But I just don't think they will. You know, I just don't know. Yesterday for me was changed it completely. Rami said it's time to change him, Nagelsmann or Xavi, because his bad tactics not going to help him to stay for 10 years. That's a the philosophy of United is not the same much. And again, Ravi, I think you make some good points there, mate. I think you make some good observations, some good points. But at this point, I don't think it's the tactics. The only thing I would probably disagree with you on that one would be the tactics. The formation, the tactics at this point, I think are irrelevant to a degree. If you can't get up for Grimsby, then what chance have you got? The problem is who's going to take this messy club. Exactly, APN. You do things the way you know best. Just adapt. Khalid Agal says, a Liverpool fan here. Genuine question, what are his principles? Principles basically are that you need to work very, very hard in the press. He likes high energy, very, very much like Klopp in some respects, really. Very high pressing. His back three, back five, play up high, overload the defensive half, and then everybody then sprints back when we lose that ball. So it's very much all go forward together, high intensity, agility, high pace, overload the opposition, and then all get back. So you've got to be athletes as well. So what his principles are, do his principles conflict with our principles? I don't think they do, but I just think it's a very, very, very difficult system. Very, very difficult system to use if you don't have the players to do it. First time I hear club like Grimsby Town in my life since I started watching football since the World Cup. Really, if me in this place, I take my big sorry to, yeah. Grimsby, respect to Grimsby. All I can say to Grimsby is well done to them. What's the point to need sacking and hiring managers? Exactly. I agree with you completely. Ryan Arrowsmith says Aaron knows he's getting sacked, was written all over his face last night. Ryan, again, this is a show again for all this today. I don't think he's going to get sacked necessarily. It's either going to be a mutual leaving of the parties, or Aaron's going to walk. Last night he looked like a man just had no idea what was going on. Not in terms of he didn't know because he's not good, just because I don't think he was expecting his team to play as bad as that. Jacob Mike, United will always be ass, accept it. I mean, I'm not going to really respond to that, but if that's your opinion, then that's your opinion. Strikes me of MK Dons and Van Gaal. It really does. It really, really does. Just for the laugh. Mariners. Labowie says, what are the chances if we reinforce the coach with ex-United players for a sprint stake? Liverpool, well and truly the biggest team in England now. No, they're not, my friend. They're not. They are doing really well, but they're still not the biggest club, my friend. And do you know how I know they're not the biggest club? Jakob, do you know simply how I know that Liverpool are not the biggest club in England, right? Is because people like yourself, right, are on this channel, and you're welcome here on this channel, mate. Absolutely welcome. I know that we are the biggest club in the world because other fans, Liverpool fans, City fans, Newcastle fans, welcome on here, and the majority are respectful. The banter's absolutely cool, no problem with the banter at all. But you come onto this channel, you engage with us. It's not to say that Liverpool maybe in the next 5 to 6 years can't be the biggest club again, but we all know we are the biggest club. We all know this. Will it last forever? I don't know. It's not arrogance, because trust me, I'm not an arrogant person, and trust me, after last night, 100% not. But right now, we are the biggest club. And well, does that stay forever? No, but I do disagree with you right now, my friend. But that's your opinion. Let's have a little look, see where we are. Did you see what disaster rules at Leicester? 100%. Let's have a little look. Sorry, guys, I'll get back to this as well. Okay, so how about bringing your... Oh, Raja, that's not very nice. That's not very nice. Tell you what, if my mum heard you say that, she would not be happy. Why so angry, Raja? I mean, just why so angry? I don't know. Obviously, I'm gonna have to get rid of that comment, but you know, yeah, that's not very nice. Barry says, "What is there to defend though? We are where we are. We can sack him. Then what? Xavi come in, not speak a word of English, so he has an excuse. Rúben is Barry Morgan. Do you know what? I agree with the sentiment. I don't agree with the last bit, but I agree in principle. Yeah, he's ours. Liverpool ain't bigger. We're huge. Exactly. Protest. Exactly. I agree. There's not a single manager who could do anything with United, no matter who they are. They could not. Joel, 100%. I'm up with you on that one, Joel. Again, get Rude back in, Ryan. Oh, mate, did you not see Rude? He was awful. The thing is, your fan base blame the owners. Yes, they've spent over 500 million in the last 2 decades. That's a massive. It's called the caliber of players you target. Exactly, mate. It is the owners. It is the owners. It's not just what you got to understand is it's not just players. It is the whole club. It's how the club is run. It's the ethos inside the club. You know, imagine you just sacked like half of the workforce. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that maybe we were overstaffed. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just not as simple as the players, mate. The whole club is toxic. It's awful. It's awful. But I do take your point on the amount of money players. So Wayne Rooney for assistant. Ernest says access. Hi, hello, my friend. Can you compare us to Leicester City? No, because Leicester City have won a league in the last 10 years. Ryan, I'm a Rude fan. I love Rude, mate, but you know, do you think Amorim has lost the dressing room? Usman, mate, I think anybody could lose that. Yeah, he might have. I mean, these players just down tools. And when I say that, I don't just mean like they're down tools because they don't like the manager. They can't get up for a Burnley game. I mean, it's disgusting. These players are paid 300 grand a week, some of them, and there's no excuses. You know, I hear tactics yesterday, but if you're a Premier League player and you've got 11 Premier League players against 11 Division 4 players, it should be no contest. You don't need tactics. You should be able to go on that pitch with your knowledge, with your experience, with your talent and skill, and just go and play football. And it's so much about the players. JBK says, transfers are in people. Joining a team on deadline for years, yet think they are ones to succeed, not a rational thought. So when irrational expectations are not met, people tend to disengage. Yeah, I mean, I think I get what you're saying there. We panic buy, and it's absolutely awful. It is embarrassing. I swear of God, I was yesterday in a cafe in my country. Thank you very much, sir. Watching this match in the first half with 2-0 against a little team has no name in the world of football. I was shocked, very, very angry. Rami, mate, welcome. You know, nice to know that you're, you know, from another part of the world. Yeah, nice and positive. I see, Joel. So Johnny Hill. Also, when I talk about adaptation, I don't necessarily mean formation. Mostly due to his approach, 2 games and decision making. Johnny, I agree with you, mate. We can't just let Amorim off of the hook as well. We can't do that. He's picking these players as well. But I think there's so many moving parts here that I think it's more about that. Also, I think 2-2 2-1 Arsenal. I think Arsenal will come out on that. Smash the like button, people. Gets us up there and grows the community. Exactly. Just give us a quick like and subscribe. Get in this amazing chat. The plays of damn tools, Ryan. I agree with you. Jamie Vargas, legend. I back Amorim 100%. But if he gets sacked, I would like to see Glasner or Iraola. Yeah. He needs backing, mate. He does. But I hope he walks. If he gets sacked, that will anger me even more. So, to be honest, Dalot must leave. Bruno, Onana, Amorim. I mean, Rami. I mean, I get the point on the players, mate. I'm not going to argue with that, but I think Amorim should stay. Philip, hello, sir. I was reading the news and I was shocked when they compared the value of both teams. Just a reminder that the total value is, yeah, exactly. And that's what we did say yesterday. I think, I don't know if you part of that as well. Philip, legend as well. Is that, yeah, you know, one of the things we said before the match was let's not sleep on this game, and look at what happened. The truth hurts, and you've seen the downgrade yourself. It really is. It is so hard. You do understand them. You do understand the Man U fans go on to other fans. Yeah, I do. Well, that's obvious, because that's what the banter is. But that's when you know that you're the biggest club is when. But if you look at all of the channels out there, who are the bigger channels? I'm not saying that mine's a big channel. It's not. It could well be at some point. It may not. But if you look at all the big channels out there, the United Stand, the Stratford Paddock. I mean, you've got the other one, the football terrace. You know, they're all massive channels, and they're not Liverpool channels, they're not Chelsea channels. So that's all I'm saying. Biggest club that's going downhill fast. United biggest based on what Pac-Man says. You could argue trophies, one of the biggest on that. You can argue fan base, income, just historically. It is factually known. You can argue this as much as you like. Real Madrid and United were battling it out for the biggest clubs in the world. Real Madrid are probably first. United are second. That's a fact. Sam, you lost. We lost. I agree, Sam. I am just gonna, mate. I just have to remove that slightly, but that's fine. We need to go back. We need to back Amorim. I agree, Rebecca. I agree, Sam as well, my friend. The Glazers didn't place football people in the right position. Sam, you were making very good points here for me, Bruno and De Ligt and Bournemouth. I agree with you. Low number one said we lost because of Bruno. We didn't lose because of Fernandes last night. In fact, we improved when he came on. Foot Clip, can you give me a shout out, mate? 100%, of course I can. Foot Clip, thank you, my friend, for being here. Absolute legend. Agio Fabrizio, yeah, you are the biggest club, and no doubt about that. But honestly speaking, should have underrated them, and Onana should consider the play. Exactly. You know, very, very intelligent thing to say. You know, I never underrated them. None of us did on here either. Yeah, I think our players just couldn't get up for it. Fergie said, you know, to fell after he left. He left behind an aging squad. Klopp built the squad up before passing it on. Just for the laugh, I don't disagree with you on that one. I think the problem is, what you have to realise with Fergie is Ferguson was on a budget as well. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you look at the signings that were made when Keane left, when Carrick left, when these players started to leave and who he replaced them with, you go back and look at those last 3-4 seasons, he was working on a budget as well. The only reason why we won the league was because of Ferguson, and you're absolutely 100%. Ferguson didn't do it. He basically worked with what he got. He knew the squad, he knew the players, he knew the club. The only reason why we won a title in his last season was because of him. And then when he left, you look at what happened, you know. Thanks, Bobby. Yeah, please smash the like button, get us out there. Didn't help when Onana got in goal. Exactly. Leo, where am I from? I'm from the UK. I'm from Essex. He's from Kurdistan. Rami, United is the biggest club, not just in the UK but the world. Anyone asks about this, they must learn about football. I agree. Alistair Amorim is a soft-spoken personality but a strong character. He won't walk away. I love that as well. Do you think Onana will play again? Rebecca, I hope not. I really hope not. I really, really hope not. Just for life, can you remember me? A few weeks ago I said Amorim is a fraud. I do remember your handle has no plan B, makes a plan C. We had a bit of a banter last time. I do actually, now that you bring that up, my friend. I don't agree that he's a fraud. And like, I do like, actually, one of the things that I do like, one of the things about here that I really, really like is that everybody comes in and has their opinion, right? Some of you are going to be right, sometimes you'll be wrong, sometimes I'm right. And it's interesting sometimes how people watch football. And, you know, I'm not saying that you're right on this one. I'm just saying that I don't think he's a fraud. I think the players are frauds. But it's really interesting how you can see. Maybe it's because you're a different you support a different club, right? Or, you know, but you clearly watch football in a different way. And maybe I'm too close to this. But it's really interesting how you for example, can say something potentially that it comes true. It just amazes me, like the amount of intelligent people. You know, just intelligent people. Whether it's banter or not, you know, the amount of intelligent chat that we get on here, and you guys come back and you guys are right, and it as much as it annoys me sometimes, but it annoys me in a good way. It just blows me away that the amount of intelligent people and chat that all we get on here is fantastic. I have patience with Rúben. Back him, I agree. Benji Gunner, mate, you'll be back. Get a new manager in and we can get this. I hope so, mate. I hope so, buddy, because it will be good for the league. It'll be good for my sanity. It'll be good for my stress levels. Amorim and you gonna love it. Onana live. Glasner could be good, but we'd play back three again. Exactly. Do you think we will see Onana play for us again? Rebecca, nope, I don't. I think that's his last game. Jacob says, the fact we didn't turn up and the players don't care showed what they think of the manager. Exactly. Jamie Vargas, this match proves that we need to hold him tough. Who can control the ball? We need Belieber. I think we need more than that, but I agree. I would get Gary Neville. Oh, not Bramer, you crack me up. As Amorim brought the glory days back. N1 AFE, hilarious, my friend, hilarious. No, he hasn't yet, but thank you for that. I appreciate that. Leo is the empire of football. Yeah, I hope so, my friend. If Amorim walked, who would you get, Bobby? Jesus, mate. I mean, I'm so backing Amorim right now that I actually don't even think about it. If you're going to put me on the spot, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters, mate. It is embarrassing, mate. I don't think it matters. I genuinely don't believe it matters. We could go and get Pep. It wouldn't matter. I don't know, mate. I really, really don't know. I mean, I think these players suit Allardyce. I think these players suit Dyche. Generally, mate, right now, I don't think it matters. I'm actually stumped. I would probably, if you're asking me who would I go for, I'd probably go for Eddie Howe. But he wouldn't come anyway. So I don't know who's out there. I just don't know. Gary Neville. You should leave football and just play table tennis. Let's go, Chelsea. Do you know what? With this squad, mate, I don't even think we'd be like able to play it. People asking to sack Amorim, but who's the replacement? Exactly. Who is going to come in and save this club? I just don't know. It's not close between Madrid and United at all. Yes, it is, and it was. The Liverpool fan base is immense, and although United still might be a bigger club, quite vague what it means. Liverpool's now clearly the most. Disagree, completely disagree. But obviously, a Liverpool fan, you're entitled to that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I disagree with you. I just disagree with you, my friend. Glasner, Palace boss, maybe get me De Zerbi or Zidane. Makapu, De Zerbi's not for me. Zidane, yes. If we had a better squad, Zidane every day of the week, not instead of Amorim, but yeah, United needs to wake up from the whole club needs to be built from the bottom. I do agree with that one. I absolutely agree. All subs except Xerxes were good. I exactly. Fergie broke the British. He did, but if you look at our squad, if you look at our club and the players he bought towards 2010 onwards, and you look at what we sold and you look at what we bought from about 2010 onwards, no, we didn't. Phone box chicken. Old Trafford is a managerial graveyard. You might as well sign, as it's been like Tony Mowbray. Do you know what? I don't even think that he would be able to fix this squad, mate. The main difference between Madrid and United is the fact that people in charge of Madrid know how to manage. Exactly, Philip. Exactly. I hope he's not over. I hope not. He's overrated. I agree. Jacob Perkins. We're losing our identity, and the manager becoming exactly. Mugaboo says hi. Hello, my friend. Just for the laugh. Town wanted it more. Grimsby have always played football. Is why the pitch was exactly. For me, just for the laugh, it doesn't matter. I don't care if Grimsby were full of roids and up for the game. They're 4th tier with Premier League. I don't want any excuses from these players. I don't want any excuses. Grimsby outplayed us. Grimsby were the better side. I don't care if they were up for it. We should have won with Premier League. Supposedly one of the best teams in the world. We got outplayed, outbattled, outstrengthed, out-charactered by a tier 4 side. Good luck to him. So I say, is there some? Anyway, there's good news. Anthony to bet us. I hope so. Rasmus, Garnacho, Sancho. Yeah, Sancho's not going to go anywhere, is he? And Onana on loan, I hope so. Confidence is at demise post Fergie, and the rise of media has added scrutiny. Exactly. I absolutely hope that they read all of this stuff, because they are just destroying this club. Oh, and Malacia got 2 clubs. Jesus, the bomb squad looks like to leave. We are back. Well, I don't think we are back. But yeah, United, Rebecca, United is. Neville is. He really is. Exactly. The real Chucky. Roy Keane for manager. Absolutely no chance, my friend. So I'm going to flip through these. Can't wait. Paris smashing UK team, maybe. What do you think about Grimsby? Again, Grimsby are a dogged, rugged. What people don't get about this country is that and I'm not trying to stay for a second that Grimsby are a world-class side. Never in a month of Sundays. But what people don't get about this country is, even if you go down to the 4th tier, you know, if you're not on your game, Grimsby, Morecambe, they're going to give you a game. They get, you know, Portsmouth. I think Portsmouth are back in the Championship, aren't they? But if you go down to those levels, and you're not on it, you go to those grounds. They're small. They're full of, you know, there's no VAR. You know, they'll smash you. They will teach you a lesson. So that's why anybody, from Messi to Cristiano, you go to a Grimsby on a wet, cold day, you don't stand a chance. So, you know, Grimsby are a good side, but Premier League teams should be smashing them. And I'm not giving this group of players a way out. On a scale of 1 to 10, why is Onana 100? Onana's about a 3 for me, mate. What's the number one? What's this number 1 fan, number 2 fan thing? Basically, however many comments that you make, apparently, if you make the most comments, then you're a number 1 thing. Sport since I was 5. Are you safe? I am safe. Marcel Bruno, they have nothing to lose. Exactly. Well, guys, I'm going to go. Just a quick one, just to sort of add some. Basically, if you spam, so it's spam alert. If you spam, so it's a spam alert. Lol. Eric Tenag screwed us. I agree. So, guys, I am going to go. It's just a quick one, just because I did see some. I did see a lot of stuff about us. JB, I agree with Nish fan. I do think he is my friend. The one thing I'm going to say on this, so we are all clear, is that number 1, this video is about giving the Amarin Outers an opportunity, because we have to play both sides. We have to be logical. We have to be fair. And for me, giving people the opportunity to say why they're Amorim out, you know, who's next, and it's not a challenge from me, but it's a question from me to you guys and to those who are Amorim out. Is basically, if you are, tell me why. Tell me who's next and why you are. I think that's a really important question. I will categorically say, and I will keep on saying this, is that the mood does random things. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that, mate. Is that wet? Understand it was absolutely throwing it down and thundering. Yeah, that's true. I am Amorim in. If he walks, I'll be gutted. I think he needs more time. I think these players are weak mentality. They're going to downplay for yet another manager. And what I really hope is that Ineos are going to back this manager. I back him. Many of you do. And obviously, this is your chance. This is a video for those who are Amorim out. Absolutely get into the comments. Let me know. Let me know why you're Amorim out. I think that will be a very good start. What I'm going to do is I will start to try to do some more long form stuff, because then you can get into the stuff, and I'll put up a poll and that kind of stuff. So guys, as I'll always say, thank you for getting into the chat. You guys, this chat, it gets better and better and better. I know we don't always agree on different things. I think that's the most important thing. Castle FC, mate, you're getting banned because you're a Wally. Yeah, you guys on this channel are now just, I love the fact that we don't always agree. We agree on some things, we don't agree on others, but yet, you know, we all give each other time on here as well, which I think is amazing. So thank you for watching. You know, I'll always be thankful. This is why I'll try and do stuff wherever I am, even in a car. But yeah, guys, you are an amazing community. Thank you for your time. As always, thank you for giving time to each other. If anything else does break, I will jump back on again, as I always do, and I will let you know. So stay safe, look after each other, look after your families. Obviously, let me know in the comments. Let me know if anything does break and you sort of want me to catch up on anything. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Stay safe and take care. I'll see you on the next one.